I'm currently standing in what will end up being a grass median when we are all finished, but was recently used to maintain traffic on temporary pavement. Over my left shoulder, you can see where they've already milled out the asphalt that was used to maintain traffic during the construction of the new concrete lanes on the outside. Over my right shoulder, you can see where they've begun milling the asphalt pavement out, but they still have a lot of work to do there. Again, when we're finished, this will be all grass median. The traffic you see over my left and right shoulders is traveling on the new pavement that was constructed this season. It is all concrete, and this whole end of the project should be completed by Thanksgiving or thereabout. Sitting at the extreme south end of the project, where we've finished the two new lanes of pavement on the outside of this barrier wall here. We have 10 feet of concrete pavement to finish right here, 6 feet of which will be the new passing lane, and 4 feet will be the shoulder. The concrete pavement is 14 inches thick, and it'll be tied to this piece of concrete with tie bars right here. I am now standing on the recently completed 4th Street structure, and over my left shoulder you'll see the I-75 newly completed northbound and southbound lanes with traffic on them. In the median, they continue to remove the temporary pavement that was there to maintain traffic. Again, that area will become a grass median. I am now standing on the northbound exit ramp from I-75 to 309 and 117. I'm much closer to 309 now. In the background behind me, you see a couple dozers that are continue to work on the embankment, which leads up to the new bridge carrying the I-75 traffic over to 309. If you've driven through I-75 through this area recently, you'll notice that the elevation of the new highway is much higher than it was before. At the structure itself, it will be approximately 8 feet higher than the previous roadway. Hopefully by Thanksgiving or a little before, we will have traffic on the new pavement and over the new structure throughout the winter time until we can continue next year. Heading on around here, they've poured a small piece of the concrete pavement, which is the northbound exit ramp to 309, 117. Again, if you look at the pavement itself is 14 inches thick. That sits on 6 inches of stone, which is on cement treated subgrade. The green bars that you see right here, those are dowel bars or load transfer devices. What those do is they transfer the load of vehicles from one concrete slab to the next. There'll be a joint here, they'll transfer the load from this slab onto this slab and keep the concrete from what we call faulting or moving up and down. Continuing on our virtual tour of the I-75 project, we have now moved to just north or just south of Reservoir Road. To my right is Bryn Mawr, and to my left is what will be the northbound lanes of newly paved I-75. Behind me you can see where they finished paving early this morning, and they will continue tonight right where they left off and finishing up just north of Reservoir Road, and that is where they will finish up for the season, and will continue next spring when we resume work, probably in March or April. As you can see, I've moved again. I am now standing at the CF&E Railroad. You can see over my right shoulder the existing structure carrying I-75 traffic over the CF&E Railroad. We are in progress of building the new structures. You can See the green reinforcing steel coming up out of a footer that will be one of our piers. Beyond that, you can see a pier that is ready for concrete. It is all formed up. And on the forward side, or the north side, toward 81, there's two piers that have already been poured. You'll notice part of it's white, part of it's gray. The white is simply the form liner that hasn't been taken off yet, that makes the concrete look like block wall, part of the aesthetics of the structure. Directly behind me, crews are currently working on the MSE wall, which stands for Mechanically Stabilized Earth Wall. And the reason we're building MSE wall in this location is because we don't have room to have a normal slope coming off the embankment due to the bike path, which you can see right down here for those runners and bikers out there. That's the bike path that goes under I-75 over toward Johnny Appleseed Metro Park. So while we're building this MSE wall, it's necessary to close the bike path for safety reasons. Crews are currently lifting a panel in place, you can see right behind me. And that will hold the embankment in place, giving it a vertical wall so that we can keep the bike path open once we're finished. I'm still standing at the CF&E Railroad. Looking behind me, which is north toward State Route 81, you can see where we're building the embankment, where the southbound lanes, new lanes of I-75 will be. A lot of people, when you're driving over through I-75 through Lima and Allen County, it doesn't appear as though there's much room to build two new lanes because of the existing stone quarry. But from this vantage point, you can see there's actually quite a bit of room to build the new highway. To give you a better idea of how much room we have, I'm now standing adjacent to the quarry, and you can see we've already built a lot of embankment. We're probably over halfway done with the embankment here, maybe 2/3 of the way up. But you can see there's quite a bit of room before you get to the quarry edge. If you look to my north, which in the background is where the Ottawa River Bridge is, and beyond that is State Route 81. You can see the existing traffic. If you can imagine, we're building two new lanes on this side of where existing traffic is. So there is plenty of room.